Howdy, howdy, folks, and welcome to this special review brought to you by P.T.E. Creative. From the Wisco Movie Watchers podcast, we are reviewing the new Ballerina, which is the, I guess, spin-off, you could say, of the John Wick universe, and that's expanding that universe a little bit with some more lore. So we are going to do a spoiler-free section, and then we're going to be doing a spoiler section. So spoiler-free will always come first, but I want to let you guys know if you go all the way through the video, you will get some spoilers. So I'll always give you a warning beforehand. And the last bit of business for you, if you could, please like, comment, subscribe. It always helps the channel. We appreciate it. Dylan and I have been talking about it a lot, how to grow, so we want to get that to you. But let's get down to business with the spoiler-free section of the review. The easiest way, the 30-second review of this movie, or couple sentence review of this movie is, this is a flavor of ice cream. If you like this flavor of ice cream, you're going to enjoy the hell out of this movie. It feels every bit of a John Wick movie. It does not have that problem that so many other franchises have when they try to do a spin-off and you're like, oh no, they're doing a spin-off and it's going to feel the exact same. And you want the same feeling but a little bit of new in there as well. I feel that this movie actually does hit this. My wife and I had an actual great time at the theater enjoying this film. Nice sub 2-hour cut of the movie, which is great. You're in and out and you don't feel like it drags on too long, much like the last two John Wick films for a lot of people did. So that, number one, is a huge thing. So right away I want to say, flavor of ice cream. If you like that John Wick flavor, you're going to enjoy this movie, my opinion. Now, that also means that you know what that flavor is. So if you're going to say like, oh, it's going to be this new experience, it's going to be breathtaking, all this. If you're going in expecting that or wanting that, you're not going to get that. You're going to get some fun new shots, some fun new things that they tried that we haven't seen in the other John Wick films. That's tremendous. That's awesome. But you're not going to get anything groundbreaking or new. Okay? You're going to get extensions of lore, similar action style shots. The colors look extremely similar. The cinematography, for the most part, is extremely similar. The characters that you know and love are all there. The Continental's there, those things. And those aren't spoilers. Those are just the things that everyone knows are going to be in a John Wick film by now. So the color scheming, all those things are there. That's going to be similar to it. I will say, one thing I loved is about this movie, Ana de Armas is always the main star. I think that's a big thing with these spin-off films, that they overload it with a couple people trying to make sure that they get the result they're looking for, but they don't ever actually serve the character the best way. They do that with Ana de Armas, where the characters that we know and love are there, but it's her movie. Her character is the central plot of the movie, and she's the driver of the movie. It's not, typical spin-off where like, well, we had this big star come in, and they had to do this, and they had to do that, and then your main character just kind of feels flat. I don't think she comes off that way. I think she comes off pretty cool, actually, and really enjoyable. And second, she's feminine. And that's a really good thing. Too many people are going to say, in the past, the thing was, they should just make female characters, action films, they should just make them just like the guys. And in some ways, yeah, she's extremely similar to John Wick. It's an extension of the John Wick franchise. That's logical. But the entire time, she's feminine. She's not just some, hey, I'm a woman coded as a man here, or a man coded as a woman would probably be the best way to say it, like many franchises have tried and failed with, because those characters don't really resonate. Because you're just getting a generic bargain bin version or weird spin-off version of the same male characters you know. I don't think Ana de Armas' character in this movie, Eve, is like that at all. I don't think that's the truth. I think there is something to her. She certainly has similarities, don't get me wrong, but I think she's at least being presented as feminine, independent, and allowed to be what she is and not just a John Wick clone. I think that's pretty cool. Those are the positives. Again, negatives, if you don't like this flavor of ice cream, you don't like the John Wick franchise, this isn't going to be for you. Maybe if you really love Ana de Armas and you want to try it, you can still have some fun there, but this is not her shining example of an Oscar movie or her next Oscar performance. This is just a really fun action film that you can enjoy with a big star. Two, again, it's very similar to what we got. So now we've gone into the realm of this is an action franchise and we do the same things. So you're going to get a lot of similarities. And those similarities can lead to some boredom in some viewers. Again, if you like the flavor, you're going to love it. I would say this is chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. It's not for everybody, but the people that love it, they love it. The people that don't like it, they're not going to go for it. And that's A-okay. But this is a very easy, passable watch. And by passable, I mean you're in and out with less than 2 hours. You're only in 2 hours with all the previews. My wife and I walked in at 7:20 at the end of the previews because we just had a bunch of stuff going on beforehand. We still saw the entire movie, and the movie was done at 9:04. Like, that's just how it worked here for our central time zone, and it was beautiful to see because it was a movie that knew what it was, stuck to what it was, stuck to the plot, didn't elongate things it didn't need to, and went with it. And it was really good. And I enjoyed the hell of it, as did my wife. It was really fun to get to see my wife react. My wife loves these movies just like I do, but we watch them sometimes for different reasons, but most of the time for the same reasons. But it was really fun half the time to see the bigger action piece scenes. All of a sudden, just look over and see her go open gape mouth because it was just like, whoa, I haven't seen that one before. So there are a new tricks here for you. So I would say that's our spoiler-free edition. It's enjoyable, fun watch, quick. I think you can enjoy this movie with a friend group and just going to see a big dumb movie. I think that's all there for you here. If you are looking for a new experience with John Wick, you're not going to get that. If you are not a big John Wick fan in the first place, I don't think you're going to really love this one either. Action is very similar. They do new things, but it's very similar, so I don't think that's going to be there. But that is the spoiler-free version of the review. Now I'm going to get into a few things that with the spoilers. So I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to start spoilers. So you are fairly warned. 3, 2, 1. We are in spoiler territory now. Number 1. It was already spoiled in the previews, but John Wick is in this film. It's set John Wick 3. It's between 3 and 4 essentially. There is a scene with 3 in it where we see those two characters meet, but this is not just happening as a side piece to John Wick. I guess it is, but it's a difficult way to say that because I kind of putting my foot in my mouth here, but this character does the character Ana de Armas plays, which is Eve, goes out and does her own adventure, has her own plot, has her own thing that she really wants to do. John Wick is in for one scene at the beginning, which happens during John Wick 3, I want to say. And then, if my memory of John Wick serves right, and then we go to where John Wick is done with his John Wick 3 activities, and he then has to intervene in this film. So that's where they meet up again for some more action pieces like you would expect. The Continental still focuses here, but we are not getting nearly as much Continental lore, which I think is really smart. We got a lot of Continental lore between 3 and 4. 2 especially was really giving it to it, but 3 and 4 really were all about the Continental. Now, the Continental is, I think, perfectly used. It's in there for 5-10 minutes. It's a sprinkling. We're here. We know it's important. Maybe 12 minutes tops. We know it's important. We like it. We love it. But we don't have to focus on it. We're really focusing on the Ruska Roma, which is the Eastern European group of the Ballerina assassins where John Wick comes from. That's the group that is the foundation behind Eve's training. And that's where she comes from, which was pretty much known prior to the movie. But you're really getting lore about them. And you're getting lore about another tribe, as they call it, of assassins that are more of a cult. and they are very isolated by themselves, but they don't really interact with the world much outside of just going to kill people. Where at least the Ruska Roma have some sort of impression across the world, unlike this group, which is really cool. They're essentially unnamed the entire time. They just have an X mark on their wrists. That's all you really know about them. But they are an assassin group that, just like the rest of these groups, train children up and do it in a way that's very different sometimes than the others. That's number one, very interesting. Another big spoiler here is we get to see some very cool new action set pieces. We have a fight within one of the armories. Now, you'll remember from the past John Wick films, whether they're at the Continental or other shops across the world that are disguised as normal shops, but then have an armory in the back for all these contract killers, we actually get to see a fight in one of those. Because we're seeing how dangerous this cult-like group is, that they're willing to attack one of those. So they already break some of the rules. They also attack a Continental as well, which is really fun. So you know that they're not always respecting the rules that we play in this world. So that's really fun. And you're getting to see grenade kills, flamethrower kills, all kinds of really cool stuff. I don't want to I'm giving you the spoilers here because I'm like, there's really cool, but I don't want it. I want you to see it because it's really enjoyable to see those things. I think it was a fun time at the movies. I'm not going to go too much into spoilers besides that here. I think Ana de Armas' character, it's not super deep, but there's at least something there, and she's a good actor, so she can at least pull a little bit. But there's not a lot for her to chew on here and really do anything with. That is a little disappointing. Angelica Houston seems a little... I don't know if phoning it in is right for an actress of her caliber, but I don't think she's really going for it here. And I've been in love with this woman since I first saw her as Morticia Addams as a kid. And I've watched a lot of her other work and really appreciate it. I wouldn't say this is her strongest performance. And the performance of Keanu Reeves as John Wick, he hits it perfectly, but it's very abundantly clear that he is past his point of wanting to be full John Wick. There is a fight between Eve and John Wick. That part I will not spoil, but I assumed people that watched the trailers would know, they're going to probably fight. I won't tell you the result of that. I'll just let you know John Wick's still John Wick, which is fun, but you only get a taste of John Wick being John Wick in this film. So if you're going being like, John Wick's in it, it's going to be amazing, and we're going to get 30 to 40 minutes of John Wick, don't expect that. Expect Ana de Armas to be the star of this film, and that's what it's going to be. But that is really all I have to say without completely destroying the movie for you. I enjoyed it. I think it's a worthwhile film. Really quick, easy experience at the movie theater. Been having a good run of those lately. Sinners, Thunderbolts, and Ballerina all are perfectly timed. And they are quick, they are fast, they get you in the theater, they get you the experience that you want, and they get you out, and they don't linger like a lot of modern films. Just last night, I finally got to see Mission Impossible 8, our final one. I don't know where I got 3 from. That lingers on way too long, in my opinion, and I like that franchise. I love that franchise. But it lingers way too long. You don't get that in Ballerina. Quick movie, enjoyable. I think you can have a lot of fun with someone who's going to like John Wick. If they're on the fence, try it. If you know someone doesn't like John Wick, don't take them. They're not going to like it. But I hope you enjoy the film when you have this experience, and go to the theater, go support the theater as much as you can, because the theater experience is awesome, and we don't want to lose it. But that has been the review here, folks. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening, wherever you may be. It is appreciated, as I said at the beginning of the video. Go like, comment, and subscribe as best you possibly can. It helps us grow, and we want to do new cool things for you. So please help us out grow with P.T.E Creative, Wisco and the Wisco Movie Watchers podcast. That'd be super cool. Thank you guys so much. Peace, love, and hugs to you all. Go enjoy Ballerina and any great movie you can. Bye-bye!